Good morning, babes. The chapter came out early today. I was just getting done with fighting people to the death this morning, training for a fight. As you can see, my face might have a couple more decorations on it lately. Look at this ear. The ear's a little chunkier than I'd like to. Trying to go out with a bang, no pun intended, but fight, and then when I move to England, we might be done with all that. Try to keep this brain as intact as humanly possible, so that I can enjoy the end of One Piece before dementia begins to set in. But chapter 1165, at first glance, it doesn't feel like a lot happened in this chapter, but when you kind of start to read between the lines a little bit, some stuff does. Some stuff really does start to shine through. We get the nice team up between Garp and Roger, and I think that they handle the dialogue between these two very well. I think that regarding continuity, just how important it was to make sure the dialogue is clean, is good. And this is the first time that they have kind of a truce about them, and it explains a lot about their relationship that we've seen thus far. It also, in my opinion, explains a lot about Garp, who we have seen a lot more than Roger, and how he acts and interacts and reacts to the world at large. But we see that Rox is still like, dude, guys, kill me. And it seems interesting. He's able to show emotion. So we do see what we see here, and one of the biggest things I think that we see here is the cracks in the foundation of Imu's power. We see that Rox was not only able to resist it a bit, but he was also able to show emotion through it. And I don't think that's something that we've seen from anybody else who's been affected by this power. But Mu just left. It was just like, all right, Saturn, let's get out of here. There's no point. This will end everything. Nobody wants to be a part of this fight. This is the three biggest dogs in the world right now, besides me, of course. It would even put you to shame, Saturn. There's a reason you got benched early in this arc. Let's get you out of here. So everybody's leaving. They declare it. The Shiki, which I love, declares that the Rocks Pirates are history, and that they're casting off. Of course, there's communication between both Garp and the Marines and Roger and his pirates saying, I'll make it back. You guys leave. Shit's about to go down. Like, for real, for real. They call a truce. They begin to fight him. They see that Rox is just kind of that dude. Whether he did or did not get a power up, I believe that he has to an extent because he's not having as much fun with it. It's just pure, this is my ability, this is my power, and I'm going to turn it on you as best that I can. And I'm bigger now, and I got wings, so I am a real problem. Definitely is going to be awesome to see in the anime, this fight. I just can't even imagine what they're going to do with it, but it's very fun. We see everybody kind of escaping. Rayleigh, Scopper, everyone's on the move with their intended woman. We see Kaido and Big Mom have a dialogue that honestly we kind of already got before, so we don't need it again. But they're all leaving. Everybody's kind of heading out their own way. And then we get something pretty interesting with Whitebeard. Polo Graham, head of the Polo Pirates, the name Graham. Obviously, this is in some shape or form related to Marco, clearly. We don't really see guys that look like this, especially with that hairdo. And this dude, he looks exactly like Marco. Now, this is probably when the Whitebeard Pirates are going to begin. And he says that he's a big fan of Newgate. Now, me and my brothers, we debated, who is this guy? Now, we know Marco of the Phoenix, the power of the Phoenix is to resurrect. The power of the Phoenix, as seen and shown, is to heal. Now, is this guy Marco? Because age doesn't really matter to him and he can just come again. And then you could argue, okay, this guy's name is Graham. Why wouldn't he go by his name again? And it's maybe because memories just get wiped. I'm kind of on more the side of, I think that it's his dad. Now, when I said that, and I'm like, okay, this is his dad, because how else would they go about getting a mystical Zoan type fruit? I don't think the Polo Pirates are getting that done. I think Whitebeard is able to get that, not even just through sheer luck of finding the fruit, but sheer power of will and just devil fruit power alone. So I think that it's his son, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, well then how did this dude get on the island? We didn't see his ship. We don't see his crew. It would make a lot of sense for this dude to show up out of nowhere if he could fly, and what can fly? Obviously the Phoenix fruit, the mystical Zoan type. So I don't know. I mean, it's not really worth looking that into. But that could just very well be Marco right now, and we just haven't seen him. I mean, this was what, 47 years ago, so he could be reincarnated here soon. We do know that they're going to fight the Roger Pirates in not that long at all. So either Marco is just a wee little pup right now, or this guy's going to get reincarnated. I'm on the side of I think this is his dad. There's going to be some type of relationship here that really starts to shape and change Whitebeard, making Marco not only his number one, but, and although he's already about family, as we've seen when he was on the Rocks Pirates, not during this flashback, but others previous, I think that there's something here that makes it so he like truly cares, like truly wants to like heal. And I think that there's more to this than meets the eye. But that was definitely interesting. We see different Rocks Pirates leaving. And then Dragon actually does get on a Marine ship. So it's interesting to see what he's going to do there. I'm actually happy about that just because of what comes next. But obviously his dad is Garp. We have Emu talking through St. Saturn saying that this island never existed, which we saw with the Lucia Kingdom as well. Not afraid to wipe islands off the map. We find out that all this is like top secret. We don't even know how many people died. No records are kept of this. And then Rogers says something that's very interesting to Garp. He's like, did you know the government had ties to that freak that we saw earlier regarding Emu? And he's like, no, dude, I had no idea. He's like, you should join me. He's like, I can't. Like, who's going to look out for the Marines? Which is kind of the answer we'd been looking for and assumed. Like, why would Garp stay if he knows all this info? And he clearly knows, like, the big stuff that we were just learning pre-flashback. So the fact that he knows this in the present time shows that, like, the war with Whitebeard, he's just annoyed. He's like, this isn't what we should be fighting. He doesn't like this kind of fighting. Like, it's not about that. It's about this black monster thing that's able to turn people against their own kind. So interesting stuff there with Garp not wanting to join. Why he's still with the Marines is clear there. So everything's been wiped out. I like that he said that because I think there's going to be a discussion between maybe him and Dragon that shapes Dragon to what he is going to do moving forward with the revolutionaries. We get some interesting talk here about armament hockey and Conqueror's hockey, that he's coding his armament in Conquerors, and he's like, well, he's doing the same thing to guard himself, so they're kind of canceling each other out, and he does more damage than us, so we're really getting screwed here. In a battle of attrition, we are going to lose. It's like, all right, well then let's use this, increase the mass, which you could say it's a translation thing, but like I said, this is the other second crack that we see in Emu's power. And we have to think that this last attack, sadly a break chapter, that this last attack was what stopped Rocks, what defeated him. So if we're able to defeat this, then it has something to do with the mass of your Conqueror's hockey. Something to do with mixing that into a very strong attack that overwhelms the power that is this darkness, that is the regeneration, that is everything that we've seen through the Dami Reversai, through the 5 Elder Planets. There's something there. That's the other crack that we see. Oda being a clever bastard here. We see some tears for Roger. He doesn't like taking out another pirate, especially not like this when he's like begging to be killed. But we see the Fire God Ace attack, which is great. I mean, I'm like, come on, Oda. You didn't have to do all that, but he did. And then we see a crazy attack from Garp too. Infinitum explosion. And he's just, I mean, I feel like a broken record saying this, but that could very well be the strongest attack that we've seen yet too. All these attacks, I mean, we're reaching a new level. We're reaching a level now where it's like, you know, like island level, planet level. And I'm just like, I feel like we reached island a while ago and like they're still throwing out attacks that should be destroying everything. But it's not. But I that's fine. That's fine. It's just, you know, very strong attack here. Slicing them up, pummeling them up. Roxty Zebek, the chapter named Echo, and he said that not only his crew, but everybody that was a part of it and Rocks would change everything about the next era. And that's very true. I mean, we're 47 years down the line, and we still have a lot of things from this era that are very important, vitally important. And on top of that, we know that we're going to go further back with Joy Boy and Davy. Yeah, break chapter next week. I'm going to try to make a video if I can next week regarding that guy I was talking to you about that has taken on 3 emperors at once and 2 warlords at the same time. But until then, give me a like, subscribe. We're almost to 100. I just want 100. I'm not greedy. I'm not selfish. I just want 100. It's easy. Also, shout out to the rare hoodie. Look at the rare hoodie in the back. See you guys.